Hello, Taurus, and welcome to the Cosmic Brew Tarot. I'm Oscar, and I'm doing a message from the universe, general message for Taurus, or if you have Taurus prominent in your chart, Sun, Moon, North Node, Rising, or just in all kinds of spots in your chart, or something that you're interested in, specifically a planet that you're interested in, Mars maybe. I don't know. I'm just spitballing there. So, let me have a sip of my coffee here out of my little cauldron mug. I just bought this, or actually, rather, it was gifted to me. But I was like, I need to have this. And so I feel like I bought it energetically, but then it was gifted as a result. And I'm very happy about it. It's cute. All right, set that there. Let's begin. So what I use is the Spellcasting Oracle cards deck to give us an idea of different message types or themes of what the universe wants to give us. And then I use the Mermaid Tarot to put meat on those bones. So I'm going to start real quick shuffling these. So something that this is my very first reading for Taurus here on the channel, and something that I would like to impart is that this is your time to use and practice intuition and discernment, to take the things that resonate for you. We've got Wheel of Fortune coming out of my deck here, so I'm going to leave that right up front. Take what resonates. Figure out what is for you and what isn't. And this might be things that maybe you've already gone through. Maybe there's some stuff that you haven't thought about in a long time. And maybe you're being asked to think and reflect on those past lessons and tribulations that you've had for something that's going on in your life now or will go on in your life. This might be something that is a future message for you. In other words, something for you to think about so that if it ever does happen to you, you're one step ahead energetically. And with the Wheel of Fortune popping out in my pre-shuffle here of my cards, I'm curious as a main theme what that would mean for us, but it's good. That's what I've got. Luck is on your side right now. The wheels are turning in your favor. I've got animals popping out here. Freedom. And last message, courage. So when the animals card comes out, this is probably one of the most confusing cards in a deck like this, because what do I do with something like this? How do I interpret this? But I've come to interpret this in various ways, and with this attached to freedom, we've got a bird flying out there. In courage, you've got a lion there in the center, right? This to me is talking about that it's that animal spirit inside of you that is self-sufficient, that is ready to go and take things in the way that you know how to do best. You need to be free to act at your highest self, most confident self, most courageous self. Sometimes being free to do whatever you want, it builds up courage inside of you, because you're suddenly faced with so many wide possibilities and a whole world. I mean, when you really think about animals out in the wild and their perspective, there's a whole wide world out there, and not many animals go exploring all of it as much as they can, right? They tend to just kind of like stay in their grounds, in their nests, in their areas. They might migrate to and from places, and they don't really deviate too much. But then other animals roam. Other animals run things. Other animals have things to do. They have things to do. And they have a sense of, well, if I'm going to survive, I have to do these things. I have to do these things. And I say all of this, matching it with the Wheel of Fortune, to say that if you've been feeling trapped, or you've been feeling like there's nothing that you can do right now, I feel like you're being asked to break out of some kind of mental prison, to see yourself as more than just a caged animal. When you go back to your fundamental roots, right? Any animal fundamentally is as free as a human being is. Fundamentally. But they might end up in a cage. They might be born in a cage. And they either die in the cage, or they get out. They might be moved into another cage, or they escape. And I think someone's asking, the universe is asking, do you have the courage to escape? Do you yearn to feel free? And I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, it's kind of saying you're having an opportunity come through that's going to give you that freedom. Are you going to take it? Or have you been trained into submission? Alternatively, right, when you look at a card like this, and you look at the person here standing with her animals, right? She's in sync. She's in harmony with all of these animals, and all those animals are in harmony with her, right? So even though she might be taking care of them, they feel taken care of. They feel happy and loyal. But they're given room to roam and to be. They're not trapped in a cage. So I ask you, who is this handler in your life that's making you feel trapped? That's making you feel like you need to stand up to them? Who is that person? Because what you want is harmony amongst different spirits, right? Different beings. And I say this figuratively, right? I don't mean like just animals. I'm talking about just people, right? People come with their own flavors of personalities and functions and ways of being, right? And you just want to be harmoniously in that, and everybody just be free to do what they need to do. But for some reason, you might not feel like you are free to be you. Let's get some cards here to clarify, to expand on these. Let's get 3 cards for animals, please. The Hermit, Death in reverse, and the Four of Wands in reverse. This is big energy, Taurus. This is big energy. And it's big in a way that nobody sees. Nobody sees this except you. It is so private. It is a looking inside of yourself. You know, the Hermit is that card of solitude, of thinking, philosophizing, meditating, trying to go within, right? And Death is in reverse, is about resisting a transition, resisting something very strongly. It's resisting a change. And with the Four of Wands in reverse, it's about the home and the stability of the home in upright and reverse. This is really giving me issue about your foundations, about where you live, who you live with, maybe. Something in your environment needs to change, but you don't know what it is. And that's why you're maybe keeping to yourself a lot, trying to find some solution to what's happening. But it's causing you, this feels like this is stuck energy. This feels like a roadblock. It feels like something, like you feel like you have to deal with it. You feel like you have to deal with it, and you have to deal with it in a way that you have to keep to yourself. Because if you were to call it out, it would just cause more problems. It would just cause more instability. You know, next to the animals I'm getting again, and with the Four of Wands, I'm just getting like pack mentality, herd, your family. This feels like family stuff, or it feels like home stuff, people you live with stuff, people who it could even just be community, something that's foundational for you. And you're trying to decide what to even do with this foundation, because something in it is just troublesome. Something needs to change. I think you've been waiting for this change, some kind of flash of inspiration to come to you. The best I can say right now is, again, with the Wheel of Fortune and your overall energy, I can only say that, you know, the more that you sit in this energy of reflection and introspection, and honestly, I feel like sometimes the more that you feel pushed into having to just kind of retreat and be like, I'm just going to leave this alone, the more of a flag that becomes to you to be like, hey, you can't keep backing off from a problem. You can't keep You can't keep denying the cage, or you can't keep denying the mistreatment, or you can't keep denying the fighting, the bad behaviors. And maybe it's coming from you. Maybe you're wondering, am I the problem? You know, with death in reverse, resisting change and this is a personal thing. It might be something that you know that you're doing, that you're bringing to the table that is not helpful. It might even be the fact that because you feel you have to retreat, instead of facing things head on, instead of being like, hey, this is my problem and this is what I'm doing to fix it, you don't even know what your problem is. You don't know how to fix it. You don't know. And it's just creating more tension in your home. It's creating more problems because it's not getting fixed. I'm reading that. I know that that's like two kind of different messages, but I think that's because there's just different, it's a collective message, right? So it might resonate for you one way, it might resonate for you another way. But either way, something needs to give for this to be harmonious again. I have 3 cards for freedom. 3 cards for freedom. Oop. Wah! This one just keeps like flying out of my head. 9 of Cups. About contentment. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And the 7 of Pentacles upright. See, this is interesting energy. It's not one that I typically abide by personally, but I understand where this comes from. This to me is the Nine of Cups, the card of, personal contentment. I feel good. I'm surrounded by good things. On paper, basically, I should be fine. Right? But you would like some more freedom to really, truly make this into a 10 of Cups, right? The ultimate contentment. But that freedom comes at a very slow cost. It's an investment that you are not sure is going to yield returns. Is breaking free from this situation, like let's say you were to break free, right? Like let's read this literally. Break free for your freedom. Just be like, screw all of this, I'm out. It might bring you contentment in the short term, but then all of the hard work that you've done goes to waste. All of the hard work that you're going to have to do as a result of breaking free from that is going to, maybe it'll yield something good, maybe it won't. Maybe you've just scrapped your entire life and ruined it and caused a whole bunch of problems that you didn't need to cause. And now you're at square one. So it's like, are you gonna keep letting this fester? Because this Knight of Pentacles in reverse is someone who is not, and this is in the center of your like in the center of this full spread. This is going to be in the center. This energy is someone that doesn't want to do the slow work, because the slow work is frustrating. It doesn't yield results in the now. It yields results in the later. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of investments. Energetic investment. We don't know what it's going to look like in the future. We don't know how well it's going to go for us in the future. But I'm not even trying. Because if I try, it's too unknown. It's too unknown. I don't like that what I'm putting in energetically already is not is returning problems at me. Does that make sense? So it's like, I know that I'm good. I have a certain level of contentment inside on what I've built and what I pride myself on, and the people that surround me. But something's wrong. Something's wrong with it. Something is causing me turmoil. And I don't know how to frickin' fix it. I'm trying to figure it out, Hermit. I'm trying to figure it out. But everything I keep thinking of, it's too uncertain. It's too amorphous. And with the freedom card that this is all kind of referring to here, it's almost like you know that you can't control the outcome. You can't control the outcome, but what you can do is control your reaction to what is going on. And which is true, right? But God, you would like a change. You would like something to just change so that you don't have to, because you're at a loss. You're really at a loss. And maybe you just don't want to face, with that death card in reverse, maybe you just don't want to face that it's something that you can do. Maybe there is something that you could do. I'll adjust my camera a little bit. Maybe it is something that you could do. But you don't know that for sure. And because you don't know that for sure, you're just kind of sitting in this kind of like weird holding pattern where all you do is just give yourself space to enjoy yourself. You can at least have the freedom to enjoy things for you by yourself. You know, I've got the Knight of Cups under the Hermit. So again, it's giving me that like, I'm cool. I'm easy breezy on my own. I know deep down, I don't need any of you that are causing me problems. But I'm in it because I love you, or because I need you, or well, I guess if I said you don't need me, then do you need, like, if I said I don't need you, then can you recognize that maybe on some level you do need them? And maybe that's why you feel trapped and stuck? Is there something that you could do so that you are no longer in need of them, so that you can break free from it? I ask questions. I don't give answers to questions. You know, I will try, but sometimes those are answers that only you can provide for yourself, you know? This is a collective reading. I can't tell you specifically, but I ask you this question so that you have something to take away from this, to reflect on for yourself, because you're in charge of your life here. Okay. Knight of Cups came out in reverse. Two of Cups. This is for my Courage card. And last card for Courage, the Nine of Swords. This is eating you up. God, this Nine of Swords, you know, this card of worry and anxiety, and this deck, it has a really interesting image of this mermaid that's trying to like claw up this cliff that this person is agonizing inside of. Like they don't want this person to reach them because I don't know. I don't know why they don't want to be reached. Doesn't look like they want. This mermaid looks like they're in agony. This person looks like they're in agony. It's almost like this person's agony creates this person's agony, which then feeds into this person's agony, which then feeds back into this agony, because neither are helping each other. They're just in this just perpetual frozen state of stress and anxiety. Is that working for you? You know, and Knight of Cups in reverse. Again, this is that moody energy. It's like, and I have this under the Nine of Cups. So that thing that we were talking about of like, I can do fine just all on my own. I'm great. I'm cool. So when someone in my environment, someone that I love, or someone that I'm protecting, or that's someone that I'm helping and looking out for, and or someone who honestly owes a lot to me, takes me out of that feeling, I get pissed. And then my initial reaction here, and I say me as in you, my initial reaction is to just disengage. And that's mature, right? Because you don't want to just take that out on somebody, but what? You know, like, that doesn't make you feel courageous. That makes you feel like a coward. It makes you feel timid. It makes you feel like you're allowing someone to just come in and ruin your peace. Stomp all over it. And you're stuck having to pick up all the pieces. And you're at a place now of like, I don't want to pick up the friggin' pieces. Let the pieces be scattered. Let someone else pick them up. Let them rot for all I care. I'm good. They're the ones with the problem. And I think with the Two of Cups upright, you do have harmonious relationships around you, right? You have the people that do feed you your best. So this is giving me like, this is telling me that it's not a whole bunch of people that are causing you problems, but it's just maybe a situation, or there's something in your environment. It could be like, you know, you're taking care of a parent. That's the first example I have. You're taking care of a parent, and that parent is being really annoying, overbearing. You know, your house, you have someone staying with you for a month or two while they figure things out for themselves so they can move on with their lives. But it's just causing stress. Something is causing stress, and you have someone who's also kind of maybe in your life seeing you through your hermit process. But I'm also feeling like you want the courage to move towards that person in a different way. Actually, you know what? Let me put it to you differently, because now that I'm looking at this together, we've got mermaid coming out of the water with like this dark-haired person up at the top, right? In one, Two of Cups, they're amazing. And in the Nine of Swords, they're alone and they're freaking out. Is this mirroring a relationship? Like, is this the same relationship? where it's good one time, and then agonizing. It's good when you're together, but then it's agonizing when you're separate, when you're apart. Is that what's getting you moody? Do you want to fly towards this person, or do you want to escape from this person? Like, are you trying to escape your home situation to go towards somewhere that you feel better? Or are you trying to escape something that is negatively affecting your home situation that makes you feel good? Or by all rights should make you feel good? Something here needs to change, for sure. And it all comes down to you. Are you willing to face your what's holding you back? I'm getting what's holding you back. Are you ready to face that? Are you ready to let that out? It might even literally just be like, I don't have to physically free myself. I might have to energetically free myself. There's something inside that needs to be let out. It maybe just needs to be spoken. But I think you want it to mean business. You don't want it to just be this ephemeral, meh, let's see where this goes. You don't want that. You don't want that. You're willing to accept it if it comes down to it. And I almost think that maybe you have to. Maybe the freedom is being like, you know what, this is me releasing this from inside of me. This isn't working for me. I don't know what to do, which upsets me, but I need to at least let it out. It needs to be heard. It needs to be felt. It needs to be understood so that we can process from here. Because otherwise, I'm only hurting myself and I'm hurting everyone around me in the process. And then it really just comes down to whatever happens from here, happens from here. But at least I've set the stage for something else to happen. For fortunes to change, for the wheel to turn in my favor. Because if I don't say it out, if I don't put it out there, who's going to turn the wheel for me? Who's going to help me? Who's going to right the ship? Who's going to right the course of this ship? All right, I'm going to do some more of the spellcasting oracle cards here just to nightcap these. So for animals, truth. So for the hermit, death, and four of wands, I've got truth. So again, this goes back to what I was talking about of looking inside of you and looking, also holding a mirror to your heart and knowing what it is that you need to do. What do you need to say? What change do you need to make happen? Even if it's a devastating truth, it needs to be said. But first, I think it needs to be understood by you, because I don't think you want to say something that you don't mean, which is why you probably do pull back. You don't want the anger and the frustration to speak for you, but the anger and frustration have mounted to a place where something now needs to be said. But it needs to be said correctly, because again, at the very least, it needs to feel like a positive investment. Like, if I'm going to let this out, if I'm going to cause problems, it better be for a good reason. So I need it to be for the correct, true reason. Inspiration came out for freedom. Yeah. See, like, and this is, see, with freedom, she's got like this glowing orb in her hand, and this one's inside of her belly. And inspiration, it's like, and then there's like a little something here in her hand. It's like, listen, you need to follow your gut here. Follow your gut, and then hold it in your hands, like visualize it, and then let that set you free. Set it free and let that set you free. Because that, I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but energetically, it's kind of what I'm seeing. It's like just trusting your gut, giving it a visualization in your hand, and then letting it go. And then if letting it go means I need to say it, I need to show it, I need to be like, hey, listen. Or it might just be like, I'm done feeling this anger. I'm done feeling this resentment. I'm done feeling whatever. That might be something. And that might be why it's so hard for you to do. Maybe you're angry. Maybe you're resentful. Maybe there's something that you have to resolve that you don't want to give a voice to right now. But it's bothering you. It's upsetting you. Do you have the courage to face it? And I got one more card for courage here. I kept strength. That's beautiful. Courage and strength. But it's only beautiful if you allow that courage and strength to guide you towards this Two of Cups rather than this Nine of Swords. You need to have the courage and the strength to break out of this. The worry, the anxiety, the agony, the stress, whatever it is that you cause yourself and the people around you, or what someone causes you, which then just, again, it's this awful loop. It's this awful loop where you have something great sometimes and then you have something awful the other times. You know you don't deserve that. You don't deserve that. I see someone who is very strong inside. You know, I saw that immediately with the Hermit and the Nine of Cups. I mean, I just see someone who is very content and with themselves. You know you're doing the right thing for yourself, but you might not be doing the right thing for other people. Other people might not be doing the right thing for you. And you might not even be doing the right thing for yourself, even though you have a strong sense that what I'm doing for myself is correct for me now, even though it might not be what's correct for me in the long term. In other words, like, you might be, by pulling back, it's like it's a Band-Aid solution. It's kind of like for now, this is the correct thing right now in this moment to pull back. It's the correct thing to do. But if I can't just keep pulling back. I can't just keep isolating myself. I have to face this head on. I need the courage and the strength to do that. Follow your gut on this one. Follow your gut. You know, follow that animal instinct. Because that's your truth. And I hope that that truth inspires you to be strong and have the courage to feel free. I just went all around the table. All right, well, Taurus, I hope that this helped. Thank you so much for joining me. If any of this resonated, like, share, subscribe, comment. I would love to hear that, how it resonated. And I will see you for the next one. And thank you for being a part of this Cosmic Brew. Delicious Cosmic Brew. Take care.